Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Rar. Do believe I'm live. Do believe my mic is working. Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Pretty kind of a short stream today, I think. I don't know. Maybe things will go differently than I'm expecting. Let's see. And I know I'm gonna have to be BRB at some point in time to bring in probably groceries and especially at least laundry. So yeah. So I re-added Procedural Sky and the Nightlight mod. I'm gonna try it out with these modded cars and trains because the only locomotive I really tried it with was the Alco, the Russian Alco. And it worked, the headlights worked and stuff, but the reflections on the inside of the glass was so rough. You could barely see out from the cab, actually. So now we're going to be testing out the different locomotives. We'll try that out again. I'm sure with the Alco it's going to be the same, but we'll see. But right now I've got to put the steam engine away, fill up the tender, and I'm going to park the caboose over on the engine siding near the station. The station office, I should say. And it's getting dark, yeah. Oops. I might actually test out custom locos in the dark. And then I just thought of this, I might take off procedural sky mod and add the very basic day-night cycle mod instead. It's not as fancy as procedural sky. It's what I used for a while when procedural sky wasn't working. But I might do that just to see if the reflection issues on the inside of locomotives is just as bad or what. Being lazy, just holding down the whistle button a little bit. It worked okay. So yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to stream or not today, but I really wanted to because tomorrow I go back to the dentist. Hopefully for the last time when they put the permanent crowns on the front teeth. And I think I'll be done with the dentist after that, but I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow, and who knows about the next day too. And I'm trying to get myself back into the streaming grind. Well, not grind. I do like streaming. It's just I have to get my sleep schedule to work with me. And right now, I do believe it's working. Knock on wood. That's why I streamed yesterday, just to keep myself from going to sleep. Last couple of streams, I think, was just that. Just keep myself from going to sleep. Trying not to put too much coal in because I'm just moving the engine around a little bit here, parking the caboose, and then I'm going to put it away. So, but looks like I do need one more scoop. Next time I go to Goods Factory, I want to buy the other 2 shovels because I got tons of money anyway. There's an expert shovel, which is smaller than the standard default one. I think the expert shovel takes 4 scoops to fill the firebox instead of 2. And the advantage of that is you can try to fine-tune it more to even use less coal and water. I mean, how much coal you use is not really that big a deal. It's the water. It's the water that you're always going to run out of first. So if you can limit how hot you have the boiler, then you can limit how much water you use, basically. I've never run out of coal or even gotten close to running out of coal. It's always water. Ah yes, beard scratching ASMR. Sorry, I was itchy. Is this on the track that's not on? Yes. Okay. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I can just leave the caboose right here, actually, but I'll shove it all the way in. Why not? For some reason, when it's dark with procedural sky, the item highlighting doesn't work, which can be annoying, but you get used to it. What's kind of annoying with this? That's with the sad Bloodborne music, but it's not too bad. It's different. This is the music playlist with everything. I haven't gotten around to adding all the new stuff that Burn sent me to the VLC playlist, but I don't think I'm really going to use the VLC player anyway, because the thing that really annoys me with that, the VLC player, it works, but it doesn't look quite as good on stream, I think. And more importantly, what's I thinking of? VLC brain. Oh, whenever it plays music in the playlist, if the music came from certain files in my music folder, which it always does, it adds those files to my recently opened folders on the Windows, like if you right-click Documents, the file, what's this called? The File Explorer. Hi there, Scissors, how you doing? And you right-click it, and it shows you recent or frequent folders. Well, when it plays the playlist on VLC, it's just opening one song means it puts that whole folder on that stupid list, and it's a pain in the ass. I don't know why it does that. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to use VLC for the music playlist. So we're still stuck with the media player. It just seems to be the only music player program I can find that just works. TM. Doesn't cause other issues that I don't like. It just works. No problem with media players. When I first load up the playlist, at least, it freezes up and you just have to wait a while for it to stop being frozen. But besides that, got the steam engine in there. 2D6s too. So I'm gonna shut down the steam engine and fill up the tender and pay it off, and then we're gonna play with some custom locomotives. Just show them off. See how they do, since it's dark right now, see how they do in the dark. Final Fantasy music. Oh, I didn't put her in forward, did I? Oh. Why aren't we moving? Alright, so I'll service the engine too, even though it takes very little to service the engine. It's just very slight wheel damage. What I did off screen with this steam engine here, that's pretty good, is let's see, I ran a train up to Machine Factory, a ton of empty flat cars with the DE2s, because I haven't run the DE2s in a while, so that was interesting. And then in Machine Factory I was able to pick up the steam engine. And from there, I picked up 2 different passenger jobs, which a lot of times when you try to combine 2 passenger jobs, it never really works out. But this time it did. I think it was 3 cars to Oil Well Central. That was the commuter job. And then 4 cars here to Harbor. Yeah, $177. So sticking out too far, yeah. Should have done the engine first, I guess. And the funny thing is about that was I put the commuter cars, the 3 commuter cars on the front end of the train, against the steam engine. Turn this off because we're done with it. I'm gonna put the fire out. Can I put the fire out? Is the temperature low enough? Yes. Go out. Yes. Okay, good. And we're gonna turn the lights off. Ta-da! So, when I got to the oil well, thankfully I was looking at the job sheet on the way to the oil well. The commuter job, instead of going to the main storage track on the outside of the main yard, I don't remember what number track it is, but it's the outside of the main yard. It's very simple to back in and out of from either end. No, they wanted me to park these. I think it was only 2 cars for the commuter job. It wanted me to park it on A3S, which is a little dinky siding over on the loading side of the yard, and it only faces, the opening of the siding faces towards the city southwest end. And that's where I came from. So I had to pull the whole passenger train onto the main loading siding over there, run the engine around to the other end of the train, shove it up into that A3S just so I could park those 2 cars, and then pull it back and run the engine back around, put it back on the head end. And I still made it to both Oil Well Central and here in the harbor on time. I was very shocked I made the time bonus. I made it by like 4 minutes. I really sped like as fast as I could at a few spots. But, yeah, I mean, you can do that with the steam engine. With such a light cargo as passenger cars, you can really fly. Okay, so now that it's dark, we're going to spawn something in. Do we have any switching to do here in the military base? Because it doesn't really matter where I spawn it in. Let's see. Yeah. 408 tons, to be exact. So let's spawn in a locomotive that works like the DE6, I think. Spent nuclear fuel up to military base, of course, and some ammunition. Oh, we'll see. This is mostly test out the locomotives right now. So we go spawner. I think I'm gonna spawn in the EMD. What is it? I'll find out in a second. GP. Is it a GP? It's not an SD, is it? Not the B200, that's another, not the Boxster. TM2, that's the Russian Alco Bronc. Oh, it's a GP42, 40-2. Face it that way, yes. Here it is. Now, mechanically, it's going to be pretty much the same as the DE6, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, the deer. Yeah, we have a lot of deer, and my mom gives them apples, so they figure that out. There's usually not as many as that last picture that I put up on the Discord, but yeah. So here's the GP40. This locomotive looks really good on the outside, and I like that he didn't just use the DE6 six-axle trucks. He made his own four-axle trucks, well, you know, two in the front, two in the back. Oh, he's got the bell there. This model is pretty nice, and I love how he even put in the cut lever here on the front to pull the pin for the knuckle coupler. That is really nice detail. And it's good because it's an American locomotive, so that's how it should work. It should be knuckle couplers. So I love that he made the point to make that all right, basically. The air hose is kind of clipping into the plow, but whatever. And the buffers, you just can't do anything about the buffers. That's just hard-coded into the game. That might change eventually, but right now the buffers are hard-coded into the game. But there are countries that have switched to knuckle couplers but still use the buffers. So it actually works. And it's, even though it's got these nice stairs, well, that time I jumped up. It's not quite as easy to jump up onto the stairs as the Alco is. Although now maybe he did something with it. Well, actually, Custom Car Loader updated. I updated it right before the stream. So maybe they did something to make that work a little bit better, because now I can jump on there pretty good. Nice. There's the back of it. Skin Manager mod has not been integrated into Custom Car Loader yet, so we can't make custom skins for custom locomotives just yet. I think they might be working on that, actually. There's been so much activity with the Derail Valley modding lately. It's just been a flurry of activity. It's like one day we got like 4 locomotives, or 3, I think. The Gronk was around before that, but yeah. So this is really nice on the outside. Now once it's time to get in though, one problem, of course it's just the first version of it, is these doors are just solid walls. You can't open and close them, like the Alco, for example. Actually, the Alco, you can't phase through them, so you have to open them. And you have to do a little jump to get through, too. Like, there's a little step there. And then once you're inside, it's kind of plain inside. All of the custom locomotives still need some work on the inside. It's, you know, work in progress, but I still really like it. And, you know, you can see, like, the walls are, like, kind of paper thin. But, we'll get there. Let's start her up. Sounds and mechanical and everything is just exactly the same as the DE6, I'm pretty sure. There's the lights. Actually, I didn't test this locomotive in the dark yet, so it does not have the glass problem that the Alco has, which is nice. Also, he decided to put in seats for the engineer and fireman. I do commend the effort, but at the same time, they do kind of get in the way. like if you want to look back, you have to like face back to the seat. The way it should be is the seat swivels with the driver, but of course that's not a thing you can do. But still, it's pretty cool. And so the control stand and everything is the same as the D6. Oh, yeah, for the custom locomotives, they take off the lever for the dynamic brakes, which is fine because dynamics aren't implemented anyway. I just noticed the lights don't light up above there. And custom sounds don't work with custom locomotives yet. That's another thing that I'd love to see integrated in, so that you can ring the bell and stuff and have different whistles. Make the Alco actually sound like an Alco. It looks like the gauges are working. The Gronk fuel gauge, I think, is kind of all over the place. That's the reverser down there. The throttle. These custom locos, they all work just fine with the remote. I don't have the remote with me because I was just running the steam engine, but trust me, it works with the remote. Once again, the doors are just kind of painted on, so you can't open and close them. And there's no doors to open on the outside either. That railing does not hold you on the locomotive. Now with the Alco, the railing actually keeps you from falling off, which is pretty cool. This is still nice, huh? Unload, so it's gonna be now that custom boxcar isn't gonna work for the army, right? Okay, good. It shouldn't, and it doesn't. SU-97. Yeah, see that. Those engines pretty neat. It's definitely the best looking from the outside, but it's getting there. It's so cool that they came up with all these custom locomotives, just one after the other. Okay. I don't have my remote. I'm gonna be kind of lazy, I guess, and not go get it. I guess I should get the remote though, because then I could do more from the outside. None of these custom locos work with the manual service station yet, so you can't like refill the fuel. But it also, they don't pop up in the career manager, so basically you don't have to pay for fuel or maintenance at all. It just doesn't exist. When it runs out of fuel, you despawn the loco and spawn in a new one, which is, cheaty, but that's not really the point. The point is to have custom locomotives. This thing is huge, by the way, this locomotive. A couple. Let's find out. I think we did. So that blinks when you don't have the air hooked up, but it doesn't make the buzzer noise that it does in the vanilla locomotive. When you I'll get the remote. Makes more sense. Oh yeah, this is the first version of it. Already it looks really cool. And they're gonna come up with custom settings, I would think, too. So like this locomotive, for example, might end up maybe a little bit more or less powerful than the default E6. I think actually this one should probably be pretty close to the same. And that Alco, the Russian Alco, is pretty big. That's a 6-axle. That's probably about the same as the D6 too. And they're already starting to make their custom like speeds and power and stuff like that, because the Gronk, the little custom switcher locomotive, is pretty decently powerful, but it's very, very slow. We're talking if you thrash it at full speed, full, acceleration, everything, it only does like maybe 35 kilometers an hour. It's very slow, and I'm not sure how much I like that, but I do understand why he did it, because the vanilla DE2 is probably way too fast for a switcher locomotive, but I think he nerfed it a little bit too much. That's just my opinion. It should have slow acceleration and decent power, which it does have, but if you really open her up and don't have that much weight, then eventually you should pick up more speed than like 35. I think. I don't know. Okay. That's all I wanted to get. Anyway, I'm good. So at some point in time, my mom's gonna get back home from her errand. She's running. They're doing laundry and doing her. I'm sure she went into ShopRite too, so I'm gonna have a bunch of crap to bring in. And then I'm probably gonna have to stop like, I don't know, an hour before dinner, so maybe 2 hours from now, because I have to run something over next door too, so neighbors. So yeah, but I wanted to get one more stream in before tomorrow when I have my teeth done for the last time, hopefully. They're just taking off the temporary crowns and putting on the permanent crowns. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, what am I doing? Just drive it right to the engine. Why am I stopping there? I don't know. Looks pretty neat. Big beefy locomotive. This one and the V200, which we'll check out next, I guess. It's pretty much height clearance wise, it's as big as they can make it, I'm pretty sure. Like it's as high as the caboose. I do like how I can get onto the engine better. I like how easy it is to fall off, but actually I'm falling through the floor here, right? It's a little finicky. Not too bad. Also, with the lights on, there should be some kind of cab light in here. It's not yet. Once again, first iteration, work in progress and all that. It's still really cool that it exists. Yeah, it's only 408 tons. I could probably get away with doing that with just the DE2, so this should be nothing for this one. I don't know why it's bouncing as much as it is. I feel like it should be in sitting mode here, and I feel like it should be maybe just a couple inches lower, but it's pretty close. I mean, I can send it down. I'm just being finicky. Don't mind me. It's pretty neat though. Who would have thought they'd be able to start making custom locomotives? $16 minutes. Come on. Well, let's see. You guys have seen the Gronk a bit. Didn't do much with the Gronk because, like I said, it's a little too slow. But it is kind of nice, and the model still needs some work. There's like holes and cracks that you can see through, kind of thing. And we showed off the Alco, the Russian Alco. So next, after we play with this a little bit, I want to show off the V200. I think it's called the V200. It's a German locomotive, I believe. I think the real thing is diesel hydraulic. But sounds and power-wise and everything, it's another. The stats are all the same as the DE6, I think. I could be wrong with the V200. He might have tweaked with it a bit. I think it's supposed to be a passenger locomotive in real life. So that's what we'll haul with it. I think it's maybe not quite as powerful as the DE6. It can get up there pretty fast, but I don't think it's quite as powerful. I think he did play with the stats a bit. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell because I never really use the DE6 for passenger cars because it's overkill. DE6 are so fuel thirsty too. So this is in forward right now. But even if it's in reverse, it has some light going. That's interesting. It doesn't do the white light, red light thing. Yeah. Oh, that's not a big deal. Actually, that's more American. Locomotives don't have a red light on the engine, I think. It's just the light that's facing backwards is dimmer. That's kind of what's going on here. There is a wacky lighting thing going on, but work in progress. Unload. Okay. 3, 4, 8, 6, 5. Okay, so first 3 goes to B4, so I'm going to back the whole thing to B3. The cars are 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use 3D. Trying to click this. Hey, we got it. Let's kick these cars. Set the handbrake. Off to B3. Red Bear knows how to switch. I do literally like playing with the steam engine, but for switching especially, it is nice to just run diesel and just kick cars and use the remote and stuff like that. But if we ever get multiplayer, then we'll maybe switch it with steam, because one person can drive the engine and the other person can couple and uncouple cars and stuff. Is how it should be anyway. Maybe in a couple of years. I think the devs of Derail Valley did say they would attempt some kind of multiplayer, but it's very long in the future, and it's going to be a very simple multiplayer, just 2-person. One person hosts and the other person joins. But and they'd be like on a tether, like they wouldn't be able to go too terribly far away from each other. But that would still be amazing. I think technically the multiplayer mod still works? Question mark. It's been pretty much abandoned, but I think some people are still able to use it. Of course, with the multiplayer mod, I think you probably can't have any other mods. and it's very simplistic, and I think the only locomotive you can use is the DE2 with multiplayer mod, so it's pretty limiting. Steam Remote Play, yeah, that didn't work out too good, did it? And it's just two people sharing, with Steam Remote Play, it's two people sharing the same controls. So yeah, that's rough. No, that's not gonna work. Oh no, we're inside the engine, it's hollow. Oh no. Hey, we get to see the top of the truck, though. Neat. Oh, the cube. All hail. Burn, please. Uh-oh. Can I not move? Help. Stuck inside the engine. This is a this is a problem. Can I click on the caboose? No, I don't want to fast track. Oh, we're not hooked up to the caboose. I was kind of stuck. Oh, I did go on the caboose, but since we're not hooked up to it, it wasn't free. Okay. Dispatcher, help. I'm stuck. Okay, so don't do whatever the hell I just did to get stuck inside the engine. Alright. Now what the hell? Let's bring the engine up with me. Just over 5 minutes. Oh, it's the cat. That's what I heard. Fella, please. I don't have much patience with Bella because she's just a fat, clumsy cat. Just like climbs all over the keyboard and stuff. Kaz at least tries to stay out of the way, kind of. Yeah, that's right. You go up on the bed. Thank you. Yes, and 5 minutes to spare. I need 1,700. Okay, good. This money is really not an object for me right now. Although saying that, I don't have a crazy amount of money. I have that's 1,566,615. Yeah, 1.5 million. It's nice, but it's not a crazy amount. Like if I went to Oil Well Central and blew up the whole yard full of oil trains, I'd be screwed. It'd be all of my money to probably, because my copay is ridiculous because I have all of the licenses. Oh, somebody is at least attempting to make a DD-A40X. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's Union Pacific like this. It's a huge diesel locomotive, basically what they built to replace the big blow turbine locomotives they had for a while in the 50s and 60s, I guess, which replaced the big boy steam engines. But it's basically like two locomotives like this, but on one big long frame with that even has like a walkway between the two halves of the engine. Huge freaking thing. I don't know why they're trying to make it for Derail Valley, because there's no way that thing would ever fit. This is kind of pushing it for size-wise. But somebody's doing it. Or at least they put up a picture of it. Do they have 10 axles? It's possible. 5 in the front and 5 in the back? I think so. That's very possible. Yeah, they're humongous. Yeah, I think you just had like a picture from Blender. No, there's another. I'm checking, and the mods. Some mod just updated. It was. Ooh, Zbach just came up with a mod. Miles per hour changes all speed signs and speedometers in the valley to indicate miles per hour instead of kilometers. Ooh, rubs hands together. Yes. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. Not really, though, because now everybody's going to say I'm going way too slow because the numbers are going to be a lot lower. Oh, and somebody made this big, long box car. Wow. I skipped wheel day. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Chrome, please. Why do you do this? Just real quick. There we go. Here's the main monitor. Look at this box car they just made. It's not released yet. It doesn't even fit. It's so big. Look how long this thing is. That's pretty cool. They're gonna have to do some coding or something to deal with the fact that it's a lot longer than a regular box car, I would think, or else the jobs would have you try to park way too many cars on one track. Maybe. I don't know. Looks like it's as long as a passenger car.